Hello, my friends. Today I'm going to do a video about decks that give me summer vibes. You may agree, you may disagree. Either way, we get to hang out and look at some decks for a little bit. Sound like a plan? I also just need to show off my custom made sunset mala. Isn't it stunning? So she's going to hang out with us while we do the thing because it feels fitting, feels appropriate for this video. Where do I want to start? I honestly have no clue. All right, let's start with the one that's maybe not so summery. So full disclosure, there's a couple decks on here that aren't necessarily summer decks. But let's do the thing. First things first, the Seasons of the Witch, Beltane, not summer. Beltane is May 1st. I know this. Pretty sure it's May 1st. But this deck is covered in bees. And that is good enough for me. Like, that seems pretty summery to me. Summer. That's kind of an all year. But to me, like, I can use this deck all year, even in the winter. Probably more specifically in the spring and summer. I feel like that's when, that has winter-ish vibes to me. But I feel like spring and summer is when this deck is going to thrive for me. I don't know if I'm getting the Mabon. I really don't, because to me it feels very Samhain. And I already have the Samhain one. So I don't know. Undecided. TBD. To be determined. All right. Deck number one, right off the bat, is out of the way. And yet again, I am struggling to decide which one to pick next. Let's go with. I don't want to do it. Oh, there's actually quite a fair amount of oracles on this list. In this pile. Let's do, actually, we're going to do another one that's kind of not summery, but I'm going to use it this summer. That's the Modern Love Tarot by Ethany. The reason I'm saying this is not summer, but I'm going to use it in the summer, is because the deck gives me spring vibes, like major spring vibes. But I think I'm going to use it this summer. I have not used this deck in a really long time. The thought has crossed my mind. Now, it literally crossed my mind, and I automatically said no. Because of this book, Ethany does such a great job with her books. So we've got the name of the card. We've got a couple keywords. We've got a general love meaning. We've got a single and loving it meaning. Thank you. We have ready for love and dating. We have committed relationship. We have struggling relationship. And we have the end. This book is phenomenal. Like, I wouldn't get rid of this deck just for the book alone. Let's take a peek at the spreads. I haven't used any of these spreads. I also don't really do relationship readings. What's the future of my relationship? Will they come back? Finding the one. Is the relationship over? Self-love. Aw, cute. I don't normally do relationship readings because all my friends are in relationships. Oh, right off the bat, we have got like a summary card. But I'm single, so maybe I will use this deck for myself this summer. You know what? Maybe I'll even use this deck in some pick a card videos that I do with my friends. Just because I feel like it needs some love. Also, I don't know. It's summer and like, I don't know. Love is in the air is, again, more of a spring thing. But I also feel like summers are fun and flirty, you know? This is a great judgment card. Yeah. So I will be busting this one out this summer. Even though even like as I'm going through it, it is giving me like, I think it's pastels. I'm pretty sure the medium is pastels. The coloring is giving me spring vibes mostly, I think. I don't know. What do you think? I'm not sure. Oh, here we have a fall one. Yeah, definitely one that can be used all year round, but I don't know. I'm going to go for it in the summer. It's one that I, like in my pick a card videos, I kind of save it for February just because, you know, Valentine's Day, whatever. But no, I'm feeling like using it, I think. Probably not a lot because how many single tarot spreads can I give myself over a 2-month span? I don't know. And while we're here, where am I putting this? While we're here, the Modern Goddess Oracle, also by Ethany. This one, I do, again, full disclosure. Oh God, I just stressed myself out pulling that book out that way. Full disclosure, I use this one all year round as well. These backs, if you don't want this to be spoiled for you, skip forward 10 seconds. But all I see when I look at these backs is bowling pins and bowling balls. And I can't unsee it. Anyway, again, with the phenomenal guidebook. What do we have? Okay, let's see. So we've got Hecate, we've got a keyword, we've got symbols, we've got affirmations, we've got Meet the Goddess. We've got a divination meaning, we've got working with Hecate, we've got a shadow meaning, we've got healing. Healing with the Goddess. This is a great book. Does this one have spreads too? It must. I'm so terrible. Like, I love seeing spreads in the guidebooks, but then I never use them. Okay, 2-card spread. Cool. Challenge, answer. Triple Goddess spread. Maiden, Mother, Crone. Divine Archetype spread. Ooh, that's a fun one. Pentacle spread. Witch's Wheel Tarot spread. Cool. Yeah, I need to get into using the spreads in the guidebooks more. This is also giving me spring vibes. But I think just how colorful it is making me want to use it in the summer. So you'll notice that they're not all goddesses. There are 49 goddesses and 16 empowering archetypes. So some of them give me summer vibes, but a lot of them are giving me these spring vibes. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try out those spreads using this deck. And maybe, I've done this before with this deck a number of times, and I really enjoy it for about 2 days, and then I never think of it again. But pull out a goddess and work with that goddess for, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks, a month. Kind of like have it sitting up on an altar, go through the guidebook, you know, do kind of like research on it and on her, and try and embody that energy or work with that goddess, whatever that means to you. For me, I'm still determining what that means for me. And I think that's why I have a hard time focusing on working with tarot or oracle cards that way, where you pull one card and sit with it and work with it. Like, what does that mean to me? And then I do as I do and get distracted and move on to the next shiny object. But I think I might, I don't know. I feel like summer is a busy time to do that. Maybe I'll save that activity for winter. I'll just work with this one with the spreads for summer. And I'll save trying to work with specific goddesses for more low-key times of the year. How about that? Yeah, Freya gives me such spring vibes. A lot of these are giving me spring vibes, but I'm going to use it in the summer. Again, the title of this video is Decks That Give Me Summer Vibes. This gives me the summer vibe. And some of them are just because I'm craving to use them. I'm just craving them. I haven't worked with this one, either of Ethany's decks, in a long time, so that could be why I'm craving it. Another one, let's do a tarot. This one, it's been one that I've talked about. The magnet on this box is hella strong. This one I've talked about a lot recently, a lot-ish. By a lot, I believe I mentioned it in my last video. I have not edged it yet, but it is the Gilded Tarot Royale. I always get Chiaro Marchetti's decks mixed up. I want to say the Grand Royale, but I'm pretty sure the Grand one is the Grand Lux. Anywho, this one. I have not edged it yet. I'm thinking I'm going to pull in the browns. There you go. I don't know, maybe that kind of like burnt orangey brown color and do that. I've seen it edged in blue, which was my initial reaction. That's what I'm going to do. And then I saw it edged in blue and I didn't like it. This deck, I think this one's pretty self-explanatory for summer. This deck feels fiery to me. It could be because the wands, as I pull to a wand that's not exactly fiery, the wands feel very fiery to me. But it's just a very colorful deck. It's very colorful, very vibrant. And it's the newest one to my shelf, so it's getting a lot of attention right now. Well, it's kind of waning a little at this moment in time. I've had it for about a month now, and I was using it, oh gosh, like I was obsessed with it for a long time, for a good couple of weeks. By a long time, I mean 14 days, a fortnight, if you will. But yeah, it just, I don't know. Obviously, I feel like this is a no-brainer. And I'm trying to think, will I use this in the winter? I mean, I'm not really one of those ones. I used to be a seasonal deck user, and I decided I didn't like doing that. I didn't like limiting my deck's usage. That being said, I totally, like, there are some decks that are more, I don't know, that give you more of a winter feel, some decks that give you more of a summer feel. If I want to bust this out in the winter, maybe I will. It's not like I put them away in storage. I keep them all available to me. I love this Ace of Pentacles. Love it. But yeah, will I crave using it in the winter? TBD. We shall see. Anyway, that's one of Chiaro Marchetti's decks. I believe it's the Gilded Tarot Royale. I love this. So this came in a Goddess Provisions monthly box, and the whole reason I got the box was just for this, and this is getting the job done. I was like, are those jellyfish? Nope, sweetie, that's an upside down cup. It's vegan leather. I think they might still have some available to individually purchase. I don't know. All right. Here we have an Oracle, Kim Cran's Archetypes. This deck stays out for me, mostly because it's awkward for putting on a shelf somewhere, obviously. And the book, like, these things where the books are bigger than the box, I don't know. Whatever, I understand, but this stays out all the time. So to say I'm keeping this out for summer is a lie. I'm keeping it out because I'm keeping it out. It stays out. But definitely the colors in this one. Very summery in the watercolors. This is definitely going to be a deck I use in the winter. I'm not going to lie, because it does have the black and white with like a splash of color, and I feel like it's kind of like, especially in the winter, it's just kind of giving you hope for the coming light, the coming brightness. You know, like, things are black and white right now, things are dull, things are a little monochromatic out there, but we've got this glimmer of it's coming. But right now it's summer, and I'm working with the brightness, not so much the black and white tones, but I'll be working with the lovely colors in the watercolor. I have to admit, this deck, I'm not great with archetypes. And by not great, I mean I know nothing about archetypes. So I struggled using this deck. And that's partly why I bought it, because I do want to get better with archetypes. I want to work with archetypes. So maybe that's something I'll focus on. And by focus on, I mean work solidly at for about 4 days and move on. Because that is my personality. I'm not setting myself up for failure here. Stunning. Oh, Kim Kranz, you nail it. You're great. So yeah, I'm going to try. We'll see. I'm going to try to work with this in the archetype capacity, just to give myself some experience with it. We're going to try and work with it, okay? Where are we going? Where are we going, people? Let's go this way. This one. This is a major no-brainer for me. The Mermaid Tarot. Llewellyn version of a Mermaid Tarot. Water. Ocean. Now, that being said, the suit of swords is icy and cold. So sometimes I do bust this out in the winter just for that alone. Just because one suit is a little icy and cold. Perfect. Thank you. Perfect timing. But yeah, it's also definitely going to get use in the summer just because of the nature of this deck. It is about mermaids. And almost every card has water. I believe I came across one that maybe did. Yeah, like, is he underwater and there's a volcano? I mean, I think that happens. It's hard to tell. Yeah, I don't know that this one needs much explaining. This is a great shuffler. This is one of my favorite decks to shuffle. A really sad Three of Swords. Really sad. Oh no, this is the one I was thinking of. It does have water in the background. Yep, no explanation needed there. But again, I also use that in the winter. And to go along with that one, we have the Sea Melodies. I don't know if I would really use this one in the winter. This one really does kind of feel summer niche-y to me. I purchased it specifically to go along with the Mermaid Tarot. So I don't really use this on its own. I will really only use it with the Mermaid Tarot. I don't know why, actually. Maybe that is a task I should explore. Now, the question does become, did I subconsciously pick up that word before I said it, or did I say it before I subconsciously picked up on it? Anyway, that's a task I can take on in the summer, trying to use this deck on its own. These ones don't come with like books or anything, so there's definitely no spreads. My mind is now buzzing with ways I can use it by itself. And I mean, it's not like, I don't know, that seems kind of silly now, because next we have the Language of Flowers, and I do use this one. I use this one all the time, but again, not on its own. This one gets use in the summer because of its theme, flowers, but also in the winter because of the black backgrounds. This one I use with a lot of decks. But again, not on its own. Yeah, definitely going to explore my options with these little guys. I love these decks. I wish they made, I know that there is a lot of them, but they're very niche-y. A more generic one would be pretty cool. Okay, let's do, we have 2 oracles and 1 tarot left. So let's go back to my friend, Kim Kranz. This box is so fun. Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle. It has been a minute since I've used this. Fun fact, this is one of the first Oracle decks I ever purchased. And the last Oracle deck I'm going to talk about is the very first Oracle deck I ever purchased. I I love this cardstock. I know that people don't necessarily love it, but I don't know. How can you not? How many cards does this have? I won't say on here because this is the box within the box, but this just, I don't know. You can use this in the winter as well because I just feel like there is a lot. Same with like the archetypes. It does have a lot of black and white going on with it. However, since it's an animal deck, I feel more called to use it this time of year. These are more so things that, well, except for this one, that you would encounter in the summer months. Things you might see, things you might hear in the summer. Except I don't live anywhere where gazelles are or hyenas. This deck, my one gripe with it. Oh, strange. I need my keywords, man. I really do. Because every time I use these cards, I need to go to the guidebook. I'm not the kind of person that can be like, yes, lizard. Lizard means cold-blooded. Cold-blooded means you are not thinking with your heart. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not. I need the book. Especially with like these guys here. The, what do they call these ones? No, I can't remember. The ones that don't actually exist. So that's a little frustrating. But this is definitely a summer deck for me. I don't think I've ever used it in the winter. Maybe when I first got it. No, I first got it and it was summer when I first got it as well. This is a great summer deck. But, I mean, the good news is, as far as not having the guidebook, the good news is, hold the line. You know, my gripe about the previous Kim Kranz one that we talked about, the Archetypes one, not being able to put the book in the box, this is the same kind of thing. Well, wouldn't you know, they made a pocket version where the book fits in the box, in the tin. My plan here, oh, this was a fun time. This was a fun plan. I got the tin versions of both the Animal Spirit Oracle and the Wild Unknown Tarot, and then I was going to rehome the regular size. I can't bring myself to rehome them. I don't know why. I think this one is more sentimental. Same with the tarot. The tarot was also the first tarot deck I ever bought, and it stayed in the box for a long time just because it was very intimidating. But I don't know. I just can't bring myself to get rid of the regular size versions. But it's just so nice because the mini version has the book right there. So it does make it a little easier to use the deck, a little bit more enticing to use it because it's all right here in its convenient little tin. This one stays in the drawer in this deck, whereas this one is on my shelf where my other decks are, just because I don't need to have two of the same deck in the same spot. So yeah, now the challenge becomes, will I use the regular version or will I use the tin version? I might use the tin version, I might use the regular version with the tin book. Maybe it just depends on where I'm sitting. If I'm sitting here, I use the tin. If I'm upstairs, I use this one. And then drag the book off my bookshelf. Okay. The next and last tarot, this one is super obvious to me. This kind of goes without saying. I instantly want to bust this deck out when the summer months are here, but also in the winter months when I'm just craving summer, when I'm missing it. The Lightseers Tarot. I don't know if I'm going to get the tin version. I don't know. It was on my list of I will absolutely be doing this decks. And now I'm like, meh. The one good thing about having this version in a tin though, I do find that when you're reading for other people, this is a deck they gravitate to. So if I have it in a tin, it's easy to travel with. It doesn't take up as much space when traveling, and it doesn't take up as much space when doing a spread. So that is the benefit of getting it in a tin. This deck, I mean, the colors alone are summer vibes for me. The vibe of this deck is summer vibes for me. It's giving summer music festival. That's kind of the vibe I get from this deck. Maybe I should say vibe one more time. It's definitely like, I don't want to say Coachella because Coachella is in the winter and I've never been to Coachella, so I kind of can't really say it, but it's, I don't know. I feel like a combination of Burning Man and Coachella and just a regular old music festival weekend. I always thought that this one kind of didn't really fit. Like, you've got this deck that's all people, 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 and then you've got the tower that's this grass mound? I don't know. Weird with animals. I like it. Don't get me wrong. It's super adorable. I like it. It's just, I don't know. I always thought it was kind of out of place. Yep. Using it. This is actually a deck that I'm using with my my 10-day ritual, my reconnecting ritual, or just straight up connecting if it's a brand new deck. Because I find that other people enjoy this deck so much, I don't really use it for myself very often. And I don't know why, just, I don't know, whatever. So I'm like, you know what, I'm feeling I need to reconnect with this deck in order to establish my own connection with it instead of just, oh, this is the deck that everybody else likes. This is the deck that my friends like me to read for them with. So yeah, I just started 2 days ago. Today is day 2 of my 10-ish day reconnect ritual. And I'm looking forward to developing my own relationship, my own feelings for this deck. How have I not noticed the Tree of Life in the background of that card before? But yes, again, this is similar to like the Mermaid Tarot, where I feel like it's a no-brainer. Do I get the tin version, guys? What do I do? When I started this video, it was a hard no. Now I've almost talked myself back into it. But then it's the same thing with the Kim Krans, the Wild Unknown. Like, you've got now, I don't know, now you've got 2 of the same deck. Anyway, last one. So this was my very first Oracle deck. I purchased this deck before I even knew what an Oracle deck was. It was during COVID when stores weren't allowed to open. So I don't know, this happened in my area. I'm assuming it happened everywhere else, but maybe it didn't. But stores were doing online Instagram sales. Like, they would do a live video on Instagram and they would be like, this crystal is $7 and it is 7E. And they would turn it over and it would have the price and the number on the back, and you'd have to comment and say 7E. Oh, those were weird times. Memories. So yeah, that's how I got this deck. And like I said, I didn't know what an Oracle deck was. They just started popping them up on the screen. And this was weird timing for me because my mom and I were just talking about chakras. Spoiler alert, chakra deck incoming. And we were learning about them. And then this deck popped up and I had no idea what it was, what its purpose was, what its uses were. But I was like, we're going there. And it's the Chakra Insight Oracle. So this deck, I think as far as like a first deck, oh, these stupid Blue Angel, what are you doing? This was a good call. This book is phenomenal. So good. So you've got these, like, I want to call them title cards. They call them something else in here. Or they call them primary chakra symbol cards. I'm going to continue to call them title cards. That's easier to say. So you've got the title cards, 1 for each chakra. So here we have the base chakra. It gives you keywords here: chakra symbol interpretation, card message, affirmations, and then it says, please refer to the base chakra table on page 114 for detailed information about this energy center and how it may relate to you right now. Then it goes on to like the sub cards of that chakra. And then we have, again, keyword, and then we've got a little blurb, card story. So this is just the describing what's on the card message. Okay, so let's go to page 114. This book is so well done, in my opinion. Maybe, I don't know, people disagree, but that's fine. So here we have the base chakra. Gives you the Sanskrit name, color, location, element, attributes, what it physically governs in the body, the gland, the archetypes, the plants, the astrology, the crystals, gems, and stones, the oils, and then harmonious and balanced characteristics, inharmonious and out of balance characteristics, then how to tend to the chakra, activities you can do, foods you can eat, colors you can surround yourself with or wear or whatever, and affirmations. Then please refer to how to balance the chakra section on page 138 for further guidance on the use of crystals, oils, color, and other healing approaches to assist in balancing the chakras. So let's go to 138. So I don't think this is specific to each chakra. No, it's just like in general. So how you can use colors, how you can use yoga postures, crystals and stones, pendulums, holistic healing, modalities, psychotherapy and counseling. Cool. Music, getting into nature. Fun. Lots of fun stuff in this book. Okay, let's get into the cards then. Super glossy. They're fantastic. I mean, I don't love the art. The art was something I really struggled with when I first got this deck. Some of it looks really realistic and some of it looks really like drawn with pencil crayons. Whoa, that looks like John Krasinski. Have I not noticed that before? Like, this doesn't look very photographic to me, but then there's other ones that look photographic, other ones that look drawn. It's very, very bizarre. But yeah, the colors in this deck do definitely, here's one of the title cards, they definitely make me want to use it in the summer. I did back Andy from Metaphysics Made Easy, her Feel Your Chakras deck, funding on Kickstarter as we speak. I believe there's like 10-ish days left. This card really bothers me. Just how it was drawn. So we're Friday, June 23rd at the moment. I think there's like 10 to 13 days left, somewhere in there. I'm very excited to receive that deck. I'm not entirely sure what'll happen to this one. I'm definitely going to keep it because I love the guidebook, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, you can definitely use them both. You can have more than one chakra deck. I'm not saying I can only have one, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. I mean, as it is right now, I don't use this deck as often as I would like to, so there's that. But great. This is the deck that made me want to do this video, because I was like, oh, let's bust out my chakra deck, because I mean, even the gradient, first of all, that's like perfect. The gradient of it makes me think summer. So then I was like, what other decks can I use for summer? Also, I have another one. I totally forgot. It was kind of sitting off to the side and I missed it. So I lied when I said that was the last one. This deck is not a summer deck. It does not give me summer vibes. In fact, it is pretty much strictly a Samhain area, like September, October, early November deck. But I don't know why I'm being called to use it right now. It's the Marigold Tarot. And I feel like I just answered my own question. Like the marigolds are summer. I know they're very Day of the Dead-ish. I also am trying to remember if the creator talks about marigolds. I'm almost positive that she does, but I can't remember what she says about them. Anyway, you can clearly see why this deck would be a Samhain era deck. But I don't know. I'm just feeling called to use it. And the more I'm talking about it, the more I realize it is definitely the marigold motif that is calling me to use the deck right now. And that's fine. That's cool. My only concern with using it right now is that I definitely, like I said, use this deck in September, October, and into the first week or two of November. So I hope that by using it in the summer, I'm not like sick of it by the time it's time to shine rolls around. That being said, just because I'm feeling called to use it right now, I don't know, maybe a week from now I won't be feeling like I need to use it anymore. Maybe it won't last that long. Maybe it'll only be for the month of June, and then I have July and August to not use it before the September, October, November season hits us. But yeah, this one was really threw me off. But I mean, lots of flowers. It's got lots of foliage and lots of flowers. So I also don't think it's too far-fetched why I would want to use it in the summer. Maybe that's just me. I'm feeling it, okay? So I have done a couple draws with this one over the last couple of days. It doesn't get a lot of love. Like I said, this one is a pretty niche deck. It does kind of live in its season. And maybe that's, I don't know, maybe that's why I'm feeling called to use it, because it needs some non-seasonal love. It needs some love. Anyway, that's my video. That's my summer deck collection, summer deck vibe video. Thanks for hanging with me, and I'll see you when I see you. Enjoy your summer. Since this is kind of a summer video, I'm not saying I'm not doing any videos for the summer, but definitely enjoy your summer. I love seeing what other decks people use in these seasonal months, just because, you know, especially with like the ones that are kind of like a little weird, a little, I would not have picked that deck. But then you get someone else's perspective and you're like, I see why you did. So thanks for hanging with me. We'll see you when I see you.